What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome to today's second video. I hope you guys did enjoy the Toronto Huskies realistic rebuild. But as I stated yesterday, I'm going to try and do a winners and losers, whose stock's going up, whose stock's going down video every day after the Combine has concluded. And we're going to do it today. I'm very excited to do it today. Now, I missed a little bit of the tight ends. I missed most of the tight ends 40s. I got back home right as they were finishing up their drills, but I was able to record it and go back and watch it a little bit to get some notes there. But we'll talk about the tight ends, the quarterbacks, wide receivers, and the defensive line and linebackers get to do their bench press. So we had a couple winners there. But jumping right into it, guys, Combine winners at the tight end position. First up, we got Noah Fant, who ran a 4.51 40, 6.81 3-cone, which is like, I think that might be the highest I've ever seen, or at least remember seeing. Now, I'm not going to say that this has shocked me. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, Noah Fant at that size running a 4.51, that's ridiculous. I actually made a prediction that he was going to run a 4.47, so I actually had higher expectations that he did not meet. But, you know, it's not a bold prediction that the guy that's clearly the most athletic tight end in the class by, like, I think a decent amount, just, you know, beat the brakes off everyone else when it came to the athletic testing. He did not look as smooth as some of the other tight ends in the drills. Had a couple drops here, which has kind of been his issue at Iowa. But with that athletic testing, he's got to go in the first round, I think. He definitely helped himself out with that skill testing. Going to number 2, I liked Irv Smith. A little bit worried about his size when he came in at 6'2". But I mean, a 6'2" tight end can still, you know, get it done in today's NFL. But he ran a 4.63, was an all right time. But he looked very, very smooth in the drills. He stood out to me more than any other tight end during the pass catching drills. 2 other sleeper tight ends, though. We had Foster Moreau. From LSU, went a 4.66, put up 22 reps on the bench press. Kind of came out with this reputation as like more of a blocking tight end, and that's kind of how I viewed him. But he looked really smooth in the drills. He showed very natural hands and obviously tested in the top percentile for tight ends at the Combine, so he definitely helped himself out. I thought he was going to be maybe a guy that goes fringe undrafted free agent. He could go very early day 3 now. And then we had Josh Oliver from San Jose State, ran a 4.63, 22 reps on the bench press, and as well looked very good in the drills. Now, Josh Oliver came in from San Jose State as some of the best receiving numbers for a tight end coming into the Combine, so it's not surprising that he looked really good during the receiving drills, but he did stand out more so than a couple other tight ends. We're not going to talk about TJ Hockenson. He just pretty much, you know, played as expected. He should also be another first rounder. The loser for the tight ends is Isaac Nauta from Georgia, running a 4.91 40. That is very, very slow for a guy that looked a lot more athletic on his tape. And he did not look particularly comfortable in the receiving drills. Had a couple drops, couple mishaps. I don't know if he was shook from the bad 40 time, but definitely hurt his draft stock from attending the Combine. And hopefully can, you know, fix that out at the pro day. Going to the quarterbacks, kind of hard to say winners and losers for the quarterbacks because it doesn't really matter. For like, you know, from a speed standpoint, but we had to give a winner. It would be quarterback Tyree Jackson from Buffalo, measured in at 6'7", 250, and running a 4.59. So first up, him and, you know, you pretty much could throw in Noah Fant are going to be incredibly overpowered in Madden next year. I think Not the Expert was kind of saying this on Twitter. I was like, yep, going to be very annoying. But I will say right now for quarterbacks, you know, as a team with Carson Wentz, we don't need a quarterback. I will take Tyree Jackson in the 3rd or 4th round. That's probably where he's going to go all day, over spending a first rounder on Drew Lock, Kyler Murray, or Dwayne Haskins. Give me that value. I think Tyree Jackson is the best value for a quarterback in this draft. Look at the negatives. We just have Dwayne Haskins for Stephen A. Because remember, Dwayne Haskins, according to Stephen A. Smith, was a dual threat quarterback, and he ran a 5, the slowest time for any quarterback at the Combine. But the big one for me is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray going to the Combine, just kind of getting fat, just drinking nothing but protein shakes to show up on that weight scale at, you know, what was he, almost 210, and then not throwing drills, not competing with these other guys. That's beta male to me. That is absolute, like, that is something that I will hold against a quarterback, maybe more so than other people. I want to see you go there and compete. Everyone's playing with wide receivers they're not familiar with. Go out there and compete. This is what I want to see. And the fact that he's doing this and, like, all this other excess attention going on with Kyler Murray is kind of souring on, you know, me a little bit for him as a prospect. I'm not a huge Kyler Murray fan over the last couple months. Everything he's done has been annoying and kind of reflects the kind of character I think he is. Going to the wide receivers. We'll start with the losers because there was a lot of winners today. This was one of the most impressive groups at wide receiver that I've seen since at least the last 2, 3, maybe even 4 years. The downs, though, we have N'Keal Harry from Arizona State. He ended up running a 4.53, which I guess it just didn't help his stock much. That's kind of the one thing that goes against Harry. He had a good bench press for a guy with long arms, but for the on-field drills, he was just average. He just didn't stand out when so many other wide receivers were standing out. So maybe it's a little bit harsh to say he had a down day, but the fact that everyone else kind of helped himself out a little bit, raised their stock, and he kind of kept about the same, not going to help him. And then we have Riley Ridley from Georgia, who ended up running a 4.58. Throw in Nauta, who we talked about the tight ends. Throw in Elijah Holyfield, who was the big loser yesterday. what is going on at Georgia? These guys just don't know how to run. But Riley Ridley's been one of the prospects this year that I just don't get it. I'd say Riley Ridley and Trayvon Mullen, the corner from Clemson, are the two height prospects. I just don't really see it, to be completely honest with you. And Riley Ridley did not look overly impressive. He just looked like another guy, like a mid-round player. So I guess what I could say for Riley Ridley, maybe I need to go over the tape just a little bit, or maybe someone in the comments can sell me on Riley Ridley as a prospect. But he just didn't help himself for my draft boards or anything like that. But for the wide receivers, the winners, good God. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Deebo Samuel, 4.48 40, looked really good in the drills as expected. I had him as my 4th rated wide receiver, so that, easy money. Guys that we knew would test good, tested well. Emmanuel Hall, Andy Isabella, Mecole Hardman, Parris Campbell. I actually pretty sure those were the 4 guys in that order that I said, or some variation. I think I had a couple sleepers that I said we're going to test incredibly well. So my prediction, I did that Ultimate Combine preview video like on Wednesday. This might be the best prediction for a Combine that I've ever had.
This is a huge game.
Everything I'm saying
how difficult it is to play Seattle.
So just for you
in the
guys
month
to
of
know,
December,
where to go for your draft. Where do you go to
and with
draft?
Russell Wilson's rookie record up for grabs,
Got the gold mine.
ties it.
Gold mine. Also want to touch base.
Very
Miles
nice play
Boykin
call
from
from
Notre
Sumter.
Dame just
Myself,
jumped
I
out the
like to
damn
think it's
gym, had like a
well.
43-inch vertical.
The man
ran
that
the low
just secured the
4.4s
bag
for a guy
Zay
that's
Jones.
gigantic. He's like 6'2", 6'3", big wingspan. Kind of reminds me of Chris Conley from a couple years ago. Not as refined, but he's going to be a nice mid-round prospect. Same goes with Jazz Ferguson at 6'4", 225, running a 4.45 40. Now, got kicked off LSU, went to like small school like in Northwestern State or something like that. But intriguing height, weight, speed prospect. There's always a spot for those, like Martavis Bryant. A.J. Brown from Ole Miss. I thought him being able to get separation. Look like a glorified, proven slot wide receiver, running a 4.49. Like I thought for sure he was going to run high 4.5. So that was very good testing for him. Definitely improved his draft stock. I think he could very well be the second wide receiver off the board. Hakeem Butler. Here we're getting to the 2 that I've been ride or die with since day one. And I will kind of throw shade at myself because everyone knows there's 2 wide receivers in this draft class that I've been hyping up. I've been pounding the table for. If you follow me on Twitter, first up is Hakeem Butler from Iowa State. I said early in the college football season, no one's talking about this guy. This guy's a freak of nature. Ends up, 6'5", runs a 4.48. Hakeem Butler is going in the 2nd round. Pretty much any mock draft right now that you can look at, any draft site that hasn't been updated as of today, has Hakeem Butler going in the 3rd or 4th round, maybe even the 5th round. He's like in the 10s. He might be a fringe top 10 wide receiver in the rankings. C4, I've had him at 6 at number 5, between that 5 and 7 spot for the entire draft process. Now people are starting to come along. This guy's a freak of nature. He made a lot of money here today. But at number 1, winner at wide receiver, it's DK Metcalf. I said way up. I literally said this for the college football season. I feel like I'm about to sound like Donald Trump. Literally, I was the best ever at doing anything about draft. But people were saying, I remember this because for the draft, entering the last college football season, A.J. Brown from Ole Miss was the number 1 wide receiver. And when I did my way too early rankings before the college football season started, all I said was this. I said, everyone's talking about A.J. Brown. For me, DK Metcalf is the better wide receiver. He would be my top wide receiver if he's going to declare because he's coming off as a redshirt sophomore, had a neck injury. I thought there was no way he was going to declare. So because of that, a little bit of shade at myself, I've had N'Keal Harry as my wide receiver 1. But everything has been predicated on as soon as DK Metcalf can test, I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. DK Metcalf has been my number 1 wide receiver since day 1. 4, 3, 3, 4. Like literally, I was watching with my girlfriend and my kid, and when he ran that was the fastest I've ever seen a human being. Might not be the fastest 40 of all time, but seeing just his knees look like he literally looked like he was. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be one hell of a shooter. I was so hyped with that, man. In my last mock draft, I had DK Metcalf going to the Oakland Raiders at pick 4, and that was without a doubt the most criticized pick from that mock draft. People were like, "Oh, C4, all these other mock drafts have DK Metcalf going in the 20s or at early, going at like 15 to the Redskins." I said, absolutely not. He's a top 5 player in this draft. Now, in the drills, he didn't look perfect. His drills weren't perfect, but they weren't bad. They were as good as, say, N'Keal Harry. So just remember in 2 years' time when there's a chance that DK Metcalf and Hakeem Butler are the best wide receivers in football, and your boy C4 put you onto them. Told you. He called this. He predicted this. But I will say, though, I have had, just because of the neck, and I didn't think the last rankings that DK Metcalf was going to test at the combine, I had N'Keal Harry at wide receiver 1. Still going to put myself on blast for not just saying, regardless of his health, DK Metcalf is my true 1. But, you know, everyone that knows me knows DK won. He's healthy. He's won. He ran 4.33. He's won. He's going top 5 in the draft. Then finishing with the D-line, because right as we're recording this, actually, I'm refreshing it. They posted the full D-line reps. Ed Oliver put up 32, which is outstanding. You know, I've been on the train that Ed Oliver's been the best player for this draft for the last, like, 2-3 years. He was the best player in this draft when he was a freshman at Houston. I'm going to die on that hill. But also, my big, bold prediction for the bench press for D-line, I said Dexter Lawrence from Clemson was going to get it. And guess what, baby? Dexter Lawrence got it. 34 reps on the bench press. He's a massive man. He has like 84-inch arms or wingspan or whatever. And usually guys with big wingspans, they're terrible. Long arms, hard to do bench press. He's 340, and he put up 34 reps. He's a freak of nature. And a lot of people think he's going to drop out of the first round because of the failed suspension, or teams are just not valuing run stuffing, you know, defensive tackles and stuff like that. Just you wait. Just you wait. I will say right now, he will be the guy everyone's going to be talking about after the 40. Just you wait. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to stick my neck out too far, because I'm not, you know, if we're putting confidence on it, I'm not uberly confident, but I'm not going to be surprised if Dexter Lawrence runs a 40-yard dash time that gets everyone going, okay, freak of nature. But very excited to see what Ed Oliver, Devin White, those guys can run tomorrow. But for today, wide receivers are the big-time winners.
All right, second and goal in the red
DK
zone.
Metcalf,
I think it's time maybe to
showing out.
flex on
So
a
what were you
little
guys'
bit,
winners today for the combine? Anyone I didn't talk about, let me know in the comment section below. As always, your first time stopping by and you want to
makes the
stick
tackle,
to where the
it sets
best
up for a third and goal, which means we're going to have to go through the air
you know what
to
to
try
do. Hit that
and
subscribe button,
break
smash the like button if you
Wilson's
enjoyed. And until next time, guys, it's E4.
passing
Peace
touchdown
out.
record.